Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the new trim levels to the 2026 Hyundai Kona lineup, and that is the SEL Sport. Now, if you haven't been subscribed or seen my 2026 model year changes for the entire Kona lineup, I highly suggest you check that video out, because despite this vehicle not going through a mid-cycle refresh, there was a lot of change when it comes to trim levels, packaging across the entire lineup, including the discontinuation of the N-line trim levels entirely, and the SEL and the SEL Convenience, which were formerly available, are no longer available and are replaced by the SEL Sport in a new SEL Premium trim level, which I will be featuring over the coming days and coming weeks as those vehicles become available. But anyways, when it comes to the SEL Sport, it has more equipment than that of the outgoing SEL that it replaces. Looks a little bit sportier here on the outside and really didn't get too much of a price increase, about $775 more than that of the former SEL, but you are gaining several features which I think are a very worthwhile trade-off in terms of that price increase. So without further ado, let's not waste time. Take a look at this SEL Sport all-wheel drive and see what it has to offer for just over $30,000. So the Kona in front of us is finished in the ultimate red exterior with the black cloth interior. The SEL Sport replaces that of the standard SEL in the previous model years and does gain equipment and bring some of those features down from the former convenience package. So you get things like heated front seats, overhead LED lighting, you get gloss black elements here on the outside, and really the only feature you're losing from that of the former SEL is going to be the power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar. So outside of that, you are gaining features here with the SEL Sport over the former SEL. Except for that power driver's seat, which is now part of the premium package or higher within the Kona's lineup. Now, starting at the front end of the SEL Sport, you're not going to find any major changes in terms of design or appearance, given this is not a mid-cycle refresh. However, there are some styling tweaks, including the wheels, the mirror caps, and things like that, which we will be touching on. So the SEL Sport has LED daytime running lights in this upper section, LED projector low and high beam headlights with incandescent turn signals just below them. Unfortunately, there is no longer a full LED lighting setup, even for the limited trim level for 2026, as Hyundai did remove that. You have silver triangular trim in this section, the active aero shutters, as well as the radar for the adaptive cruise control and forward collision avoidance assist, standard across every single Kona. You can see you do get the flat stainless steel Hyundai logo located on the center of the hood. And then coming around to the side profile, immediately you can see some of the key changes to styling in regards to the wheel finish that is found on this particular trim level. So the SEL Sport and some of the lesser Konas will get the standard matte black plastic cladding. So this is the rougher, kind of more black in color rather than the smooth, slightly metallic gray trim of the premium and the limited. And coming to the wheel and tire setup, this is going to be a very familiar wheel design, however, is going to be now fully gloss black instead of the former two-tone machined finished and gloss black that was formerly found in the previous model year. So this is still going to be an 18-inch alloy wheel, 215, 55, 18-inch Kumo Premium all season. There's going to be a look at the tire itself, and then coming up to the mirror caps, once again, this is gloss black with the LED turn signal integration. The mirrors are going to be heated, do have blind spot detection, however, are not going to be auto dimming, of course. You have the standard proximity entry on both of the two front door handles. And then backing up to the side profile, you can see you do get the tinted rear glass. You get the roof rails up top for additional accessories that you may want to haul or install on this Kona, and no power sunroof in this particular vehicle, so just has the normal paint match roof. And then coming out back, you're going to see a few other very small styling tweaks, including the gloss black rear spoiler. But in terms of lighting, you have the same lighting package. So you have the LED running lights across the top, the LED brake lights, incandescent reverse and turn signals down below. No parking sensors or anything like that, and just the standard matte black plastic trim in the middle of the rear bumper. Kona spelled out on the liftgate with the backup camera located just above the license plate. Rear wiper, and then coming up top to the third brake light. This is going to be the SEL Sport gloss black spoiler. So instead of being body color, it is going to be gloss black, just like that of some of their other SEL Sport trim levels across other vehicles. H-track badge to signify that this one is indeed all-wheel drive. And that is basically going to be a look here at the 2026 SEL Sport. Same wheel design, just a new finish, entirely gloss black, and some other very small tweaks in terms of packaging and the lighting. But let's go and take a quick look at the window sticker so you guys know exactly how this one is equipped before jumping onto the inside. So take a look at the window sticker. The SEL Sport replaces the former SEL, which means it has most of the same equipment of that of the previous SEL, except for that power driver's seat. But you get things like heated front seats, LED headlights, the new center console design with integrated wireless charging, front and rear USB-C charging, Blue Link Plus, and the list really goes on. This one does have the Ultimate Red extra cost paint and a few additional accessories, which brings the total MSRP including destination to $30,960. So take a look on the inside. Like I said, this one has the black cloth interior, but there are going to be different color interiors depending on the trim level and exterior color that you do choose. Starting out here on the door panel, the entire door panel design is a carryover from that of the last several model years. So it's going to be entirely hard touch plastics on this particular trim, where the premium and the N line, or excuse me, limited, will add some more soft touch materials. So this is entirely textured plastic. You have power windows, mirrors, and locks, with the two front windows being fully automatic up-down. Black door handle pull with a good amount of lower bottle storage. Standard 6-speaker audio system, and then coming to the driver's seat, this does have the 6-way manual seat with height adjustment. You do lose that power seat from the former years, and there's going to be the standard black cloth. Really no accent stitching or anything like that. And then coming to the dashboard, you can see this is pretty much identical to that of 2025. So here in the interior of the Kona SEL Sport, you're going to find the same overall design language and technology that was debuted with this vehicle in 2024. However, we will see some revisions to the center console and the center console tray, which we will be touching on in just a few minutes. Now, in front of the driver, you're going to find dual 12.3-inch displays with the fixed digital cluster here in the middle, with the small 4.2-inch in the middle, and then the larger 12.3-inch CCNC Lite infotainment system. Now, this is controlled here on the left side of the steering wheel. So you have the fixed in place speedometer and tachometer on the left and right. In the middle, you have that display which shows your trip information, fuel economy, speed sign recognition. You have ambient exterior temperature with your odometer, of course. You can put the driver assist up here, as well as you have the all-wheel drive and tire pressure screens, which you can toggle between right there. So that is about it. It is the more basic cluster available within the Kona, but still is fully digital in nature. Now, coming back to the steering wheel, you have the leather-wrapped steering wheel, all black with the lighter gray accent stitching, silver trim at the very bottom with the Morse code for Hyundai in the middle. On the left side, you'll find the new Smart Cruise Control and Forward Collision Avoidance Assist for this trim level. Again, standard across every single Kona. And on the right side, you have some of the audio, multimedia, Bluetooth, and programmable star buttons. No paddle shifters or anything on the back side, but you do have automatic headlights with auto high beam assist, regular power intermittent wipers. To the left of the steering wheel, we have your electronic parking brake, gauge dimming, traction control off, as well as hill descent control, manual tilt telescopic steering column, AC vents, a little bit of silver alloy trim. I believe this is a magnetic cloth pad on the side of the cluster. And then coming across the dashboard, just the textured hard touch plastics. And then the infotainment system is going to be that 12.3-inch CCNC Lite without built-in navigation, but does support wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs, and does come with Blue Link Plus, which is free for the lifetime of the first owner, and expanded benefits for CPO and used owners. So this is the more basic system, still a very nice, competitive, large, bright screen. A lot of built-in functionality, including valet mode. Some of the vehicle settings will be controlled through here. And overall, I don't think the average person will be disappointed for around that $30,000 price point. AC vents, you have physical hard touch buttons and knobs below all of that. Standard dual zone automatic climate control on this particular trim. And then coming below that, this is going to be the revised and slightly tweaked center console, which I do need to compare to that of 2025, because I think a lot of this is just slightly repositioned within the console. So up front, you have USB-C charging for data and charge, like I said, 12-volt outlet, and then the wireless charging pad is going to be located just behind those USB ports. So this is a very nice open area for you to place your smartphone or other device to charge. You have the physical gear shift, so not a shift-by-wire on this particular vehicle. Drive mode selection down here, so you have normal, sport, and snow mode for all-wheel drive equipped Konas. The center differential lock, as well as your heated front seats, which are a 3-stage in design. Automatic vehicle hold and a rear backup camera can be accessed from those buttons down below. Also, two center console cup holders, which are not the configurable type, so these are just kind of fixed in place. And we do have these soft touch padded armrests with a new larger bin storage here in the middle, which essentially is going to be much deeper in overall size versus that of the outgoing one. Now, unfortunately, this is still a little bit open in terms of visibility and accessibility inside. You can remove this and just use it as that, or of course you can keep it in place and use it with the larger, deeper storage. But that is one of the changes I was curious about that Hyundai did make for 2026. Now, coming up top, you have the lighter gray pillars and headliner. Vanity illumination, which is LED, always nice to see that. You have the manual dimming interior rearview mirror, overhead LED lighting for this trim, so that is one of the features that is gained, with Blue Link airbag SOS buttons, and then of course no power sunroof on this particular vehicle. So looking at the front seat, you can see some nice upgrades and changes to that of the interior, but overall largely going to be the same. So let's go and take a look at the second row and see what you get back there. So take a look at the second row of the Hyundai Kona. Obviously, materials are pretty much going to fall through from the front, given there aren't much soft touch to begin with. So the entire door panel is going to be hard touch plastics. You do have just a little bit of additional bottle storage in your power window controls. And then take a look at the cloth seats. The materials are going to be identical to that of the front. Stepping inside, the step-in height is actually fairly easy. You do have to duck your head just a little bit given the ride height and overall door opening. But there's going to be a look at the front center dashboard. And then taking a look at rear seat amenities for the SEL Sport. You have rear seat AC vents and 2 USB-C charge ports with a little bit of additional storage. We have no mat pockets on either of the front seats, so that's a little bit unfortunate, just hard touch plastics. And they do have grab handles on all four, overhead LED dome illumination. And then the seat is folded down for the 60/40 split folding seats due to the additional accessories that this one's equipped with. You do have a center armrest with 2 cup holders, slightly padded in design, so that is always a nice feature. And then the seats do have a 2-position recline. It is a manual in nature, so you'll reach over your shoulder, grab the handle here, and it will go back just one additional recline, which is enough to feel a little bit more comfortable in terms of overall space and just on those longer road trips if you need to set the seat back a little bit further. But the Kona, given its larger size for this new next generation, really isn't all that bad in terms of amenities or physical space. As you can see, I have at least 4 or 5 inches behind my rough seating position and plenty of footroom down below. So if you're looking for a subcompact SUV that is going to be pretty spacious and have a fair amount of amenities, then the Kona is probably something that you want to at least consider on your list of vehicles. So take a look at the cargo area behind the second row. Of course, it has the power release but manual operating liftgate. If you want the power liftgate, you will have to go all the way up to the limited trim level. And behind the second row seats, you will still find the fixed in place cargo cover, which can be stowed nice and neatly behind the second row seats on those provisions right there. You have LED illumination here on the left side with little baggage hooks and storage pockets. And then underneath the floor, you will find the temporary spare tire with the roadside toolkit, an adjustable dual level load floor, and some additional storage space down there. So overall, I think the Kona has a good amount of storage space and capacity for a vehicle of this size. And like I said, I don't think the average person looking in the subcompact space would be overly disappointed. Now, coming to the passenger front seat, this is going to be a 6-way manual seat, just like that of the driver's side. So you do have height adjustment on this side, which is always a nice little bonus. Seats themselves, once again, heated, same design. There's a look at the dashboard, which does have a nice integrated shelf. Glove box is going to be damped, does have LED illumination, and does fit the owner's manual inside. Great to see that, unlike the all-new Palisade. And yeah, that's going to be a look here at the Kona SEL Sport. Let's go ahead and pop the lid to see what powers this particular vehicle before wrapping this video up. So under the hood of the Kona SE and SEL Sport, you're going to find the same 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder producing 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque through the front wheels or all 4 wheels with H-Track all-wheel drive and an IVT transmission. Now, the powertrains available for the entire Kona lineup are going to be a carryover from that of 2025. So you have the standard 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with the 1.6-liter turbo 4-cylinder and 8-speed automatic, available now from the SEL Premium and the limited trim level. So you have your kind of pick your poison in terms of which one that you prefer within the lineup. However, this is going to be the most equipped Kona with this standard 2-liter 4-cylinder now here for 2026. So that's going to do it here for this full walk-around tour on the 2026 Hyundai Kona SEL Sport. If you guys enjoyed this video and or found something helpful, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts and opinions on the revisions to the 2026 Kona lineup, including the discontinuation of the sporty N-Line variant. You have the heavy reduction of the Kona electrics that will be available, and as a whole, a big consolidation in terms of kind of features, options, packaging, and those trim levels across the board. Now, in terms of price, pricing, like I said, the SEL Sport is now $775 more than that of the former SEL last year, which, considering the features that you're gaining, including the heated front seats, the leather-wrapped steering wheel, the wireless charging pad, smart cruise control with forward collision avoidance assist, overhead LED illumination, and the loss of the power driver's seat, I really don't think that is a bad trade-off to have. Just having heated front seats in a vehicle under $30,000 with available all-wheel drive really isn't all that terrible, and I think the packaging of this particular one leads me to believe that this will be a popular choice within the lineup. However, if you're looking to get into that 1.6 liter turbo and some more features over this one, the SEL Premium might be a compelling option for just about $2,500 or so more than this one. And you are getting the nicer exterior body cladding from that of the Limited in the previous model years, and that 1.6 liter turbo, 8-speed automatic, and multi-link independent rear suspension. So all of that seems relatively appealing for around or just over the $30,000 price point. The 2026 entire Hyundai lineup is losing the complimentary maintenance, so that is no longer included in the price point of the vehicle, which is a little bit unfortunate. But outside of that, I think Blue Link Plus and all of the other warranties that Hyundai, of course, is known to offer carry over and still provide a compelling value. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate support and hope to see you guys in the next one.